Hey guys, it's Grace. Okay, so before the hurricane in Panama City, I had another page, but I had to make a whole new one because I was having complications and stuff. And I had about like 7 videos on there. So on my last video, I asked them what they wanted me to do for story time, and I got a comment that was the first time, or it was like the first time you fell in love or whatever. So I'm gonna do that one. Okay, so I was going to this school in Panama, Bay High, and I want to say it was like far off, not like in the middle of the year, but it was like at the beginning ish, like ish. But I was in gym, and this dude Tyrell walked up to me, and anyways, but he walked up to me, and I couldn't see because everybody knows I wear glasses. So everybody knows I wear glasses. So at the moment, I didn't have my glasses on. So I'm over here like, who is that? And so he's like, hey, what are you doing? So I'll come down to bleachers, and I'm like, hey, what's up? And so I was like, I'm chilling, how you been? And I'm like, I've been good, how about you? He's like, good. So we go our separate ways. But he stayed in the gym. I guess he was skipping class or something, I don't know. But he had stayed in the gym, and that's when I'm like talking to my friend, and we talking, and I with my phone out on Snapchat recording how trash he was in basketball. I'm trash. Every time he played around me, he was just trash. So I figured he just trash in basketball. So I was making fun of him, telling him he was trash in basketball, just playing around and stuff. So a few days after that, we have a donut store across the street from our school. So I go off campus with one of my friends and get some donuts, and I see him there. And so that's when I was like, give me a donut, give me some fries, And he go, no, this is on the third. And so he kept hitting me, and we was playing around and everything. And so at first, I kind of pulled it off. I don't know how I did it, but I did it because I heard him. He was like, he said, I'll buy you some fries if you let me hunch on you. And so I'm like, what? I didn't hear him at first. I thought he said, I'll buy you some fries if you let me talk to you, talk to you. And so that's when I put my number in his phone, and I felt so stupid. That's when I put my number in his. I was like, let me see your phone. And so he gave me his phone, and I put my number in his phone, and that's when he walked away. And so I told him to text me. And so he texted me, and so that's when he texted me, and that's when he was like, why would you put your number in my phone? I'm like, what do you mean? You said you wanted to talk to me. He was like, no, I said I wanted to hunch on you, and I felt so freaking dumb. Like, I felt so dumb. I felt so stupid. I'm like, dang, that wasn't supposed to happen. And so ever since then, we had started texting, seeing each other in the hallway, saying, hey, this is in the third. So one day, I was in my gym clothes already, I had my shorts on and a white shirt. And so we hung out for during the lunchtime, we hung out, and then stuff started happening. And so we actually started out as friends with benefits. If you know what that means, okay, you have to know what that means. We started out as friends with benefits. So the benefits, if I needed the benefits or wanted the benefits, if he wanted the benefits, we were there to benefit each other, if you know what I'm saying. So as that goes along, we would benefit each other from time to time. And so I want to say I was the first one to catch feelings. Gotta take a drink on that one. Mm, let me tell you. Okay, so I was the first one to catch feelings, bro. Um, I remember I called. No, I want to say I called him because I mean, who wouldn't catch feelings? We benefiting each other. You know, we on FaceTime almost every night on the phone with each other when you're not at work and stuff like that. I come see you when you at work, but that was only one time, so I ain't gonna say that like that was every time. But you know, I came to see him once when he was at work and everything. You know, and from time to time, we was on the phone with each other on FaceTime, texting each other, stuff like that, Snapchatting each other, stuff like that. And I was the first one to catch feelings. And so when I told him, he was like, I texted him one day. I was like, okay, so we need to talk. And so I was like, I'm catching feelings for you, and I think I'm starting to like you, and stuff like that. And at the beginning, he told me, this is not no relationship thing. It's not no relationship thing. So in my head, I'm running back. It's not no relationship thing. It's not no relationship thing. And so that's when I'm like, okay, it's not no relationship thing. So do not take it as a relationship thing. And so that's when I told him how I felt, and he was like, dang, okay, you know, that's okay. You can still keep this going. Just put your feelings to the side. Not knowing, he was catching feelings too. I mean, I was seeing it, but he wasn't though. So I got that type of eye right there. You know what I'm saying? But he was catching feelings too, and he told me he was catching feelings. And then I want to say we became a thing. I want to say we did, but at the same time, I want to say we didn't. It's like we did, but we didn't. Because along the way, I made a mistake, and so did he. I know he gonna watch this, but I'm telling you, he made mistakes too that he didn't know about. But I made one stupid mistake, and I regret it from this day forward. I'm not gonna tell y'all what that mistake is, cause none of y'all business. But I made a mistake, and I kind of messed things up, but at the same time, he forgave me, and we stayed on track. We just wasn't in a relationship. We was like on a low-key relationship, I want to say. That's what he used to call it. He used to call it a low-key relationship, you know. So, I mean, I felt like I was on cloud 9 with him, boy. Cloud 10, 11, 12. I was on cloud. Like, I want to say, when we were together, it's like it was amazing. Like, not the interactions, but I'm saying the feelings we felt between each other and stuff like that. How he would just talk to me, how he would hug me, how he would kiss me and stuff like that. It was like, it was there. The feelings was there for each other. And you know, sometimes I want to say they're still there on my end. On his end, I don't know. He doesn't express his feelings like that anymore. But on his end, I don't know. But on my end, they're still there. They're always gonna be there because I fell in love with him. But yeah, and that's when the hurricane came. I mean, we had stopped talking. Like we had stopped talking for a minute because something happened. Drama and females. Now, let me tell you, Tyrell is a fine young man, okay? So, all the females at Bay High, almost all the females at Bay High had a problem with him talking to me, and they knew he was talking to me for the simple fact we was talking to each other at school. I mean, and he had little mice running around stalking him. It got under my skin. Oh, it made me so mad. But he had, you know, other females mad about the fact that they knew he was talking to me and stuff like that. So I guess that's why we stopped talking. That's one of the reasons why we stopped talking. But to this day, we still keep in contact. But we was out for a day or so, and I texted him asking if he was okay. We got into an argument, and then the hurricane came. Boom. Hurricane came a few days afterwards. I was trying to, get in contact with him, making sure he was okay. He was trying to make sure I was okay. And so, boom, from there, we had started back up talking again. And I had moved to Dothan. And then, because me and my family got separated, I moved to Dothan. They came to Mississippi, or they went to Mississippi. And so I moved to Dothan, and then he was in Orlando. And that's when he was going back to Panama, had to finish school, because this is his last year. This is his last year. Next year is my last year. So this is his last year, and he has plans for himself, like for the Army and stuff like that. And, that's one of the reasons why we didn't really stick together, because he didn't want me to get, he didn't want to get, so into it to where it would have been a very big problem for when he left. So, yeah, and that's when I called him and I told him I'm going to be moving from Dothan to Memphis, because the people I was staying with in Dothan, I was staying with my baby daddy people. For people who don't know, I have a 2-year-old daughter, and man, Tyrell loved her like she was his own, man. And he still do love her, don't get me wrong, but he loved her for real. So, I told him, he was disappointed. He was just like, I can't do long distance. And I'm like, I understand that. Why would you? But I'm saying, if I was to come back, and I'm going to come back, would it benefit us in any way? He didn't know. He probably still don't know. But just know, it is what it is. So, I took it. I didn't like it. It hurted, but at the end of the day, I'm just like, dang, I'm supposed to be in love with you, and stuff happens and stuff like that. So I had to let go. That's the hardest part of it, having to let go. He probably let go too, but I had to let go, because if I didn't let go, then it would be blocking everybody else who has the chance with me and stuff like that. I'm doing good now, and he is too. He's doing great. But, in the long run, it was worth it, I want to say. But at the same time, it wasn't, because for a female's perspective, being in love, it's like, it feels great. You know what I'm saying? As long as you're in love with the right person. I'm not saying I was in love with the wrong person, but I just wasn't in love. I just, it wasn't the right time, If it was probably after the occasion, or after him going into the Army and stuff like that, it probably would have been the right time then, because stuff could have happened. We could have made plans and stuff like that. We was already making plans, but the plans had to be put on delay. So, he's a good dude, and for any female after me, take care of him. You know what I'm saying? We got some memories, some good times, some bad times. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, y'all give this a like. I didn't want this video to be too long. In about 2 days, be looking for another video. I'm not gonna say it's like a prank video, but probably story time. I don't know yet. But comment what you want me to do next, and subscribe to my channel. Press that bell. You know what I'm saying? And pieces.